My name is Jinal Jhala and I am your instructor of this subject. In this chapter, we have to learn topics like first topic is Introduction to Function and different elements of function. First of all, we can make our program without using function also. Then what is the requirement for function? Suppose I have 1,000 line of code and I have write all the code in only one single function, that is our mandatory function, main function. Then sometimes it become complex to find error and find some logic. Other person can't understand very well because you have a write whole code in only one single function. So in that case, we can divide our program into different modules. So this different module is nothing but it is a function. So the definition of function is like function is a self-contained block of code that is used for a specific task. How? So suppose I want to make a program of scientific calculator. So in scientific calculator we have many different functions like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, square root, then square, cube, right? All type of functions. So we can make a logic different for all the function and we can combine this whole code into our main function. And these functions are mainly divided into two categories. First is an inbuilt function and second is a user defined function. Now what do you mean by inbuilt function? Inbuilt function means that are already available in our libraries. Predefined functions are known as inbuilt function. Suppose we take example like printf function. So printf is an inbuilt function. Why? Because it is already defined in our studio library. Same way we can use any type of string handling function which we have already seen in our previous module, that is strlen function, then strcpy, strcat. So that all are the functions inbuilt because already defined in string.h header file. So this type of functions are inbuilt function. Now what do you mean by user defined function? User can create his or her own function, that is called as a user defined function that are not defined in any type of library. And today in this video lecture we are going to talk about user defined function. So let's see the benefits of user defined function. First of all, a large program we can divide into different segments, so we can easily maintain our code. Suppose you want to change in only particular one function, then you can do it easily without modification in other function. So we can easily maintain the code. Then we can easily solve the error in program because here our program is divided into different modules and it is based on modular programming. Modular programming is nothing but the program divided into different modules. And one major advantage is once you have defined one function, then you can use this function in many other programs. Suppose printf is inbuilt function, but similar way we can create our own function and printf we can use in many different programs, right? So same way our function also we can use directly in many different programs. So these all are the benefits of user defined function. Now let's see our next topic, that is different elements of function. Now what do you mean by elements? Suppose you want to write the program using function, then now our syntax will be changed. How? Just remember the structure of C program. In C program, after main section, another section is available, that is subprogram section. And in this subprogram section, we can define our user defined function. So now onwards we can write the code outside the main function also. And how we can write? So we have to learn different elements. So there are three different elements. First is a function declaration and it is similar to the variable declaration. Then after, next is a function definition. Our main logic we have to write in function definition. And last is a function call. If you want to use particular function, then you have to call in main section. So let's see one by one in detail. Our first element is function declaration. So when you want to use variables in memory, so first of all you have to declare that variables, then after you can use it in a program. So same way, if you want to use your user defined function, then first of all you have to declare the function. Main is our inbuilt function. So for main, declaration is not mandatory, but for our user defined function, declaration is required. And this declaration we can done in two ways. One is a global declaration and second is a local declaration. And generally we are doing local declaration for function. And how we can declare? So just to see the syntax, first we have to write return type, and this return type is nothing but we have to write our data type, similar to our main function. In main we are writing void as a return type. So same way we can write here void, integer, float, double, any of the data type as return type. Next is a function name. Means if I am writing a function for swapping of two numbers, then I can write the function name as a swap. If I am doing sum of two numbers, then I am writing function name as a sum. So you can choose function name as per your choice. And in small bracket we can write the parameters, and it is optional part. Without parameters also we can write our function, and then after last we have to do semicolon. So this is the syntax of our function declaration. And when you have to simply print something in definition, then parameters are not required. So just to see the example of declaration, how we can declare our function. So our first function is void println in bracket void. So void means null. When you don't want to return anything, then compulsory you have to write return type as a void, because void means null. And when you want to return something, then you can write integer, float, double, any of the other data type instead of void. So here void println void, and in bracket I am also writing void, that's mean no parameter. You can also keep it blank, the small bracket. And just to see the below example, here I am writing integer, sum, and in bracket two variables. So here I am writing integer, meaning when our function execute, our final answer of sum will be also in the form of integer. That's why I am writing return type as a integer. Then if you want to do sum, that's why I am writing function name as a sum. And in bracket I am passing two parameters because I want to do sum of two numbers. If you want to do sum of three numbers, then you can pass three different parameters, and these parameters are always declared with its data type. And next part is a function definition. So let's see function definition. This function is similar to our main function. We can write similar to the main. Just to see the syntax, first you have to write return type, then after function name, in bracket if parameters are there, then we have to write it, and in curly bracket we can write our whole logic. And in curly bracket, first part is declaration part, it is similar to our main function, and second part is a executable part similar to main function, and last is a return statement. Now what is return statement? When we write return type as a void, then return statement is not required, but when you write any other data type instead of void, then compulsory you have to return something. That's why return statement is required. And how we can write the function? So just to see here in example, void println void is our one function, and here in this function my logic is just only I want to print one statement, that is my name is Jinal. So this is function definition. Now let's see our last element, that is function call. Now why function call is required? So when our program execute, only our main section will be execute. Any other code will not execute after writing the main function. So always user can define the function after the main function. So how we can execute our function? So we have to call our user defined function into main part. And how we can call? So just we have to write, syntax is like write the function name and in small bracket parameters. If available then we have to write, if not then keep it blank, and then after semicolon, just like any other inbuilt function. So here just to see the example. First example is print line empty bracket. Why? Because here no parameters, that's why. Second example is sum a comma b, means here we are passing the value of two variables a and b. And third example is sum 10 comma 20, means we can also pass directly constant value to our function. So when this function call, our control directly goes to the function definition. And how whole program we can write using these three elements. So let's see one example. First part is include header file, and then after we have to declare our function before the main. So first write the function declaration, that is void println void. Here our return type is void because our function return nothing, that's why. And in bracket no parameters, that's why I am writing void, or you can also keep it blank, this bracket. Now next move to the main section. So write void main function, and always we have to write function call in our main section. So I am calling the function, our function name is println. So I am calling this function 2 times. So how it will execute, let's see. First time when function called, our control directly goes to the function definition now. So a function definition is after the main section. So you can see here void println void, and in that function I have defined only one printf statement, that is welcome. So when control goes to the definition, one time welcome will print, and again control goes to the main section. Now again move to the second statement. Second statement again I am writing function call. So again go to the function definition, and again welcome will execute. So we can get the output 2 times welcome. If you write function 3 times, then 3 times your function will be called, and our control goes to 3 times in our function definition. And what you have write in definition, the whole logic will execute 3 times. So in this way we can say that we have to define only once and we can use it multiple times. So this is also one advantage of user defined function. Hope guys you understand this lecture very well, and in next video we will see different categories of function, that the same program we can write 4 different ways: with return type, no return type, with argument, no argument. So till then, take care, bye bye, thank you so much.